This is all live. And then my Monday correspondence to join us out in the corridor with Simon. Okay, raise your hand if you got any questions, please. You can raise your questions, hands. Any questions, please? Yeah, camera.
Simon, what did you make it of?
The game, yeah, disappointing, obviously. We felt like going into half time, 8-6 down, we were well in the game, and we were confident that if we started well, which we did in that second half, that we could kick on and make them pay, in terms of our fitness and our ability to kind of go well in the second half, which we've done in previous games in the tournament. But unfortunately, we probably just didn't take enough of our opportunities throughout the game in their 22, and vice versa. We conceded too easily ourselves.
Just what happened to James in the warm-up that he wasn't able to play today?
So he got a back spasm in the warm-up. He'd had it before a good while ago, I think. So he knew pretty much straight away that he wasn't right, and yeah, just unfortunately, as part of the gig, it's disappointing for him, for us. But I thought Nashi did really well when he came on and when he started the game, and that didn't disrupt us too much, to be honest. We kept the 6-2 split on the bench, and it was Nashi playing in his favourite position, and Jamie going to the left wing, and I thought both of them played really well.
Neil. Simon, the game kind of flipped down that second French try just after Dan had scored. Obviously, Caelan goes to the sin bin, but can I ask you on the second TMO check on the clear on Peter O'Mahony that was let go? What were your thoughts on that?
Yes, it's you don't want to reflect on those things which maybe, like I said, we didn't defend well enough in our 22, but there's certain things that happen in a game in an instance like that which are going to prevent someone from potentially making a tackle and being in a position to try and stop that. All teams try and do it to a point where they try and create a bit of space through the ruck, and that allows the next person to pick. I guess it's just the judge of whether that contact on Pete was close enough to the ruck for them to feel like it was legal, which is probably about 3 or 4 meters from the ruck. So that's something that we'll reflect on and feed back to Angus Gardner and his assistant referees, and obviously the TMO came in and felt like it was legal.
Did the league struggles to kind of keep your composure for that period after that try then?
I don't know about that. I just, like I said, I think we were down a man, and they probably got themselves into a position where they took advantage of that 15 against 14. We had it in the first half as well, where we conceded a yellow card. Calvin's one is just it happens. It could have easily just gone as a rugby collision, and it could easily have not resulted in any yellow card. But I think Pete, the incident with Pete happens in the same set of phases, so that that's not reflective of that try based on being down to 14 men. But yeah, we certainly felt like we didn't take our opportunities. We didn't put them under enough pressure, and when we did, it wasn't until the last sort of 10 minutes of the game where we showed that we could score a decent number of points, but the game was gone by then.
James.
Quite a lot of emotions today, starting off with milestones for players, including yourself, getting into position at half time to possibly win the game, and then ultimately Grand Slam gone, championship almost. Can we sum up all those swirling emotions?
Yeah, a bit of a roller coaster. I thought the way we kind of brought in the touch on the emotion of the lads finishing up and the 50 caps during the week and having the parents in and whatnot, it was great. I think that added and that benefited us, and I thought we started very well. Like Si says, we didn't convert some of those. You know what I mean? Even if that one that's held up, if that's a try, then we have a bit of scoreboard pressure and things could have been different. But we weren't clinical enough early on. But having said that, still felt we were right in contention at half time and felt confident and knew if we started well we could go on to do it, and we'd been behind by a couple of points against Australia, against England, and there was no shortage of belief. We started well, but it was that sort of middle 25 of the second half that we just weren't good enough. Our collisions, our discipline, I said it here yesterday, they can create something from nothing, especially off quick ball, go forward ball, and that's what happened 2 or 3 times in a row.
Thanks. Sorry.
Yeah, question for Simon, please. 2 questions in one. First one, you got 2 yellow cards. What have you thought about the referee? Have you had the impression of being referred on a different way on this game than on the others? And the second side of my question is about what do you think about the attitude of Tag Spurs on Tag Bern on the rug that caused Antoine Dupont's injury on the leg? Was it legal or illegal according to you?
Yeah, I think the first question, like we'll always go through a process of reflecting on the referee's performance. So that will be something that's done internally first, and then we'll feedback. So I wouldn't want to comment on that. The other incident, I think it's just a rugby incident where Ty cleans out someone in front of Antoine Dupont, and he gets hit on the back of that. And this happens. Unfortunately, we definitely have moved away, and players have a real awareness now of cleaning out on the lower limb of a player, which can create that type of injury that might have happened today. But that wasn't the case. He hit. He was securing his own ball and not making contact on Dupont, and unfortunately that happens. He was the guy that Tig hit was hit onto Dupont, and it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, it happens in the game. Like I say, I'll probably have to look back at it again, but we feel like the right decision was made there.
Thanks. Murray?
As I say, there was lots of maybe visits into the French 22 where you couldn't capitalise. Did you see any trend in why that was happening?
Not really. I mean, they defended well as well. Credit to them. We got, like Caelan said, we got over the line. We held up. We probably we forced a few passes. It's as much as you feel like you're on the front foot with the ball in hand, you've got to deal with the defence that's coming at you as well. And I thought they defended well. So no, not really. I probably at half time we spoke about continuing to do what we're doing, working hard, which the boys did throughout that first half, especially the first 20 minutes. We had so much territory and possession, in particular in their 22, and I guess just being patient and making sure that we don't have to score off the second, third, fourth phase. It might take 5 or 6 to get there, but yeah, listen, it's probably a little bit of credit to them as well in the way they defended us in that situation and managed then to go up the other end themselves and score.
Hi, Caelan. Losing at home is not something that you're used to very often. Can you just sum up just how the disappointment in the team and how much you want to respond to finish the championship on a high? Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think it's how we envisioned the weekend going. Special day for the 3 lads, special day for the 50th cappers, and we wanted our best performance of the campaign today. With the added incentive of that and finishing on a high for those lads at home in front of a full home crowd, and yeah, it's gutting in there. We were handed out our 50 caps. The lads were given a little presentation, but it's not a happy changing room. To the second part of your question, 1 more week to go. We're still chasing down that best performance and wanting to finish on a high ourselves personally as a team, regardless of how the table is shaping up. We still want to get our best performance out there and finish on a high for the lads and for the team as a whole.
That's key.
And how did you find being in this area?
Yeah, we spoke before the game about picking my moments and not bothering him too much. I didn't feel like I did that. Felt I only approached him a couple of times early on. But yeah, it's always a balancing act, and yeah, I thought it was okay.
Thanks. Owen?
Question for Caelan and for Simon as well. Can you give us an idea of what it was like to face French today, particularly in that period in the second half where that bench unloaded, their power game seemed at its best, to play against and to watch? Can you put it in context? Been in a fight like that today, such intensity and power before?
Yeah, we've seen it from them before. We've experienced it firsthand, but we've also seen what they've done against other teams so far this campaign. It was a big message for us this week. Dead stopping them on the gain line, not allowing them to get quick ball, because when they get the power game going and they're offloading ability and they tighten you as a defence, and then they have the ability to spread the ball wide to pace. So we weren't good enough in that area in that middle 20-25. They were playing off penalty advantage quite a few times, so they've licensed to play with an extra bit of flair as well, and it paid off for them.
Yeah, I mean, you see it yourselves that they're a hard team to stop when they get momentum, and good as anyone, aren't they, when they get behind you and they get on the front foot. So it's some of the collisions that we weren't able to put in place ourselves, but also, credit to the way they try and play the game as well.
Last two questions.
Simon, is there a fear that we're becoming too predictable in our attack? As we're able to readjust so quickly to us?
I don't think so. I think we went far away on a number of occasions, and that means that we're probably doing the right thing most of the time. But we need to reflect on and look back at where we could have probably got a little bit more, go forward a little bit more, more from those ends. Maybe 15 men in the front line sometimes, and that becomes a harder task then to get over the line. So I thought we did really well to get into that position, and our attack stressed their defence. But then I guess what we'll look at more is the how we're better then in the area sort of 10-15 metres from their try line.
Your last two questions, this gentleman here and then Pat Carroll.
One question for Caelan. What do you think about this French team, which is able to make huge mistakes like at the end of the first half, and then being able to score 34 points on the go?
They're a quality team, yeah. I spoke about them yesterday. They've got massive ability throughout. They've obviously got a big, powerful pack. They went with 7-1 as well, so they had reinforcements off the bench. They can play tight and go up the middle, the power game we mentioned there, but the backs you guys have as well can play with flair, have pace, can take you on the edges. So defensively you've got to be very strong to prevent tries, and we weren't consistent enough in that today.
Pat and then Derek, just wrap it up.
Caelan, there's a little lad down here who's a big Hugo Keenan fan. He's with Malachi Clark in there, but he really stood out. He was brilliant today. Just a word about him, and then if you don't mind as well, just a word about Sam. It wasn't his day today, it wasn't the other guy's day out there today, but he'll bounce back. Just your opinions on the two lads there.
Yeah, Hugo has been unbelievable for us. He's 40 odd caps now. He's so solid in the backfield, does an unbelievable amount of work with the backs during the week, on the backfield, on scouting, on the opposition kicking game. He's a real leader in that area for us. He's a rock back. Attacking ability, his communication, his calmness out there is top drawer, and he's someone everyone loves having on our side. With Sam, I think he's had a great campaign. I think he showed moments of what he's capable of again today. But for all of us, it's going to be a learning experience today, and like I mentioned earlier on, it's never nice losing at home, especially the occasion that today was, but we've got to get better from it. We've got to learn from it, both next week, but also going forward as well.
Derek, then Louis. Yeah.
Okay, did you get the ball down in the first half there, that time we were over the line? What was the referee bitching about to you, kept telling you to that he was looking at it or he wasn't looking at it? There was a big long debate at one point where you were standing with him at the halfway line, and what did you say to Sam? on a try, but he's trying to force a try, which is he's trying to do something positive that just ends up falling into it.
There's a few questions there.
Yes or no? Did you get the ball down?
Probably 30 seconds after, but it was too late, unfortunately. I had just come back on after the HIA, so it's just a pat on the back for Sam, and I think with 5 minutes left at that stage, we just spoke about finishing strong and showing what we could do in the last 5 minutes.
And that long debate with the referee where two of you were standing on your own on the halfway line?
I had a couple of those, I'm not sure which one you're referring to.
Okay, thanks there. And Louis.
Simon, do you think inexperience has an impact on the performance?
Inexperience? No, I don't think so, Louis. I think we've come through some tight games in the last couple of seasons, and all of the experiences that you have in those tight games, hopefully they allow you to, when you're faced with those challenges again, you react in the right way and adapt to the situation. So we had, you know, two of them were on the bench. You know, Pete obviously started, but no, I don't think inexperience was the reason we lost the game. I think we just didn't take enough of our opportunities, Louis, and we conceded too many points ourselves in moments when had we prevented them from getting over the line at times, that they wouldn't have. You know, that's probably the difference between the two sides today.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Caelan. Simon, go inside for Monday Media, please, with Simon. I will bring up the players. Big France are coming up in the wall. Thanks, Jeff.